report?
Being
Have a
recorded.
vote of something.
Okay. Can you do that?
We can, without a quorum, table everything because we don't have a quorum, yes. So, meeting, call to order at 7:10. Present, Nick Tella, Joan Taraskowitz, Karen Ann Caldwell, and the directors, Hope Gove and Deb Linares. Missing are Kathy Ryan, Joy Rona, and Jen Tia. So, do we have minutes from the last meeting? Last meeting would have been February 14th.
Correct.
Yep.
I might have seen them sometime. I left everything.
Do you want a copy?
Yeah, I read them.
Do you have another?
Oh, no, those were ours.
Oh,
I can run in.
Oh,
Well,
that's
here's one with my
were there any
corrections.
sent out or?
But this is a corrected copy, that's what I'm.
Yeah, she did send those out, right?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
Joy did. and one
okay,
of her-
I'll look at it.
Okay.
Okay, there were corrections from the previous meeting. Basically because I took the notes.
Is this on recording now?
Um, So does anybody have anything to say about the minutes from the 14th? I read them just this afternoon, Nick, if you want.
Well, I know
Thank
there's no spelling or any kind of grammatical errors anymore. It doesn't seem good to me.
That's because I didn't write them. Okay, we can't vote on the minutes, but okay, we don't actually need to vote on the minutes. So, treasurer's report, Nick, or are you busy?
Yeah, no, I got that. So, okay. So for a month of February, we had a beginning balance of $120,858.51. We had additional revenues from in February compared to January. So January we had just interest. For February we had a grant of $19,833.
Yep, that's our tech grant.
All right, and then interests were $1,387.02. Pretty much stayed the same. FOL, Friends of the Library, we had $259.81. Building use $375, and miscellaneous income $187. Not sure exactly. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you know what that is?
It was
Yeah.
the, all the purchases from our over the holidays. So the
Okay.
books and the Ollie ornaments, everything we sold minus,
We had a
what the
couple
friends.
T-shirts, we had,
Yep,
we just sold our last tote bag, so it was sales
yeah.
Thank you.
of items.
So payroll seemed to go up from last month to this month. I had $20,407.35, up approximately 7,000. Payroll supplies $515.85. Building maintenance $1,453.32, which that looks to be the same. Oh no, that actually went up about $1,300.
955 of that is our Otis elevator. We have a service contract annually, so that's a big chunk of that.
Okay, thank you.
And there is also Action Air we had out. One of our heaters went kaput on us a while back, and that was the labor to get it back up. And Phoenix Environmental came out for their quarterly inspection.
Awesome, thank you.
Mhm.
Telephone here, we had $155.82. Internet, we had internet, I don't think we had anything last month. This month was $4,664.
So half of that was the rest of, because if we remember the month before, we paid a down payment for the onboarding from Tab. This was the rest. And 1404 is Kellogg and Sovereign. There are E-rate management people. They help us get the 60% discount off our internet every year. So that's an annual fee.
Okay. So did we budget though, 5,448?
No, so we talked about that needs to come out of the STIF account before the end of this fiscal year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, and we did get a hold of Stiff, we're waiting to hear back from them as far as how to go about doing that.
Yeah,
Because we
who
also
takes
have to
it?
pay back the architect, Mr. Kenyon, for that money before the year. the
Didn't, I
fiscal
thought
year
we
ends.
paid him.
Oh, no.
We
they're
did pay
paying.
him out of our
But we took
budget.
that- Yeah.
Oh, out of the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
And-
okay, yes, okay, I just thought it had already come out of the stiff, I'm sorry.
So we had security of $860.
That was the battery replacement, and that one was not budgeted for because this is the first we knew, and going forward, they told us to budget about every 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that happened a couple of months ago, I think, right?
Yep.
Yep, okay.
Sorry,
And those
I
batteries
I
have
was
been
busy
replaced
writing
in
down,
the-
that
Oh.
was for what?
ADT, the security company, to replace the batteries.
Batteries.
Yep, yeah.
They haven't been replaced in a very long time, so they were well overdue.
Well, I remember we talked
And that's
about
why they
it,
kept tripping too.
I know we talked about it.
Yeah.
I just, after Hope said it, it went right out of my head.
I get you.
So what it was.
Custodial supply, $96.91. Propane, we saw a big jump here, $2,582.68, which was a jump of about $1,600.
So the reason for that was because the town switched over propane companies, they send the bills through the mail, and apparently one had not been sent for December, and they had Brittany, old.
It was all messed up. So
Yeah.
we had- That's actually two bills.
Yep, we
And-
updated the
Yeah, 'cause we were
information.
behind one.
Yeah, so everything's all paid up with Tish. Both of us looked back, we didn't pay it before, so everything's all caught up to date now. That's why it looks, and that one was from December, those charges, yeah.
Okay. And looks like we should be good though, a budget of 7,000 on that.
Yeah.
going forward. Okay. Electricity, we didn't have any last month. It looks like every
There's
other
two.
month
Yeah.
that we see that. So it was $2,310.76. Books, we had $934.26, a little bit of a jump in that. Audio, $418.78, about $300 jump. And then Friends of the Library, $642.05, totaling $35,041.78, with an ending balance of $107,858.56.
We do with the books and the audio
Looking
was, we
at
didn't
that,
spend as much last,
Just very
month, I
grossly,
forget there
it
was a
looks to
reason
me
for
like
it.
we're right on track.
it's.
So I printed this out. This is just a
Yeah.
extra sheet if you
Oh,
want.
You know, I just look at it and say, we got enough
Last
money
month
till
when
the
it
end of
came
the
to
year,
books
that's
and
what
audio, I
what
thought
kind
we
of
were
bookkeeping I do.
purposely like,
But it looks
had-
like we'll just
had
about complete
not
it, because a
cautious
couple of
what we
these things are,
but
will
we
not
didn't
be
spend as much
repeated.
money.
Propane.
So we won't have, you
I
know,
thought there was a
35,000
reason.
every month.
Was there,
But,
just it didn't,
Very good, thank you, very
like there
thorough.
was a lot in it.
Why did payroll go up so much?
Okay.
Payroll, I would have to look back on the payroll sheets, cause that, I'm not sure. It shouldn't have. I would have to look into that
How much
more.
did it
I
go
missed the
up?
question.
Quite a bit.
7,000.
payroll.
Okay, there's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if she counted something twice in her,
That's what I'm thinking, cause that number is,
okay, so that's out of line, okay.
yeah. I'll look into that.
Flight girls.
Okay, and backing up, what is it that's coming out of the STIF account besides the architect?
It will be.
The money for the tab onboarding.
The
Okay,
internet.
cause I was gonna ask, can any of that tab stuff come out of the new tech grant?
No,
Not yet.
because the new tech grant is all equipment that the money's already been given to, like switches, a new router, so that's already accounted for.
Okay, so it's all hardware.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, then director's report?
All right, so our patron count last month was 786. We were up 17 people, so still a win. I added on here the interlibrary loans. Interlibrary is books that we don't have in our library that we can put in requests and get from other libraries to come in. So last month we had 32 requests, which is great. The requests are really high right now, which is so good, a bit chaotic, but they love the system. A lot of people know about it, so when they come in, they're like, oh, put me on the request. So it's going really well. We have on here, we opened the Berkshire CD we talked about back on February 15th for 6 months with a yield of 4.75%. The increase in the revenue was from our tech grant. We're in phase 3. Everything's for hardware switches. It's basically meant to provide better Wi-Fi, better service throughout the whole building. Right now, it's mostly like in the community room or in like that adult section. So this is going to bring it to the offices and all around. And so that covers both the equipment and the labor to put in all the
So
equipment.
no more carrying hotspots around?
No more carrying hotspots around. Our accountant information, we are all set with the information we needed for our taxes. We just wanted to let you guys know that we had a total of 24 volunteers last year. Well, in the last fiscal year, which we thought was amazing. A lot of them were for the celebrations. A lot of people came out to help us celebrate our
Not even
100th year.
everybody was included with that. the
Yeah.
main People. And, but to let you know too, only,
Mhm.
out of that many, 24, only 4 were our regulars. That we get like faithfully
That's
every
nice.
Yeah.
month or every other week,
That's
so,
nice.
Yes.
Our landscaper, we no longer have our current landscaper, so we're looking to outsource this year. We've already got a few great suggestions and have put words in people's ears to help us with our landscaping. A good part of it was done last year, the mulching
We're in good
and
shape, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really just the planting of the flowers and
Now, keeping up the maintenance.
Yeah.
part of it. It's got everything.
The
that it needs,
weeding,
but
yeah.
Yeah, besides the weeding, putting in annuals, we have perennials, but we'll put in annuals just for color throughout the season, so, yeah, it's looking good.
Any local people? Keeping
Yeah.
it local?
We have quite a few different
Yeah.
ideas. We haven't gotten a hold of anybody yet to ask, so that's why we didn't go any further with mentioning. But if you guys have any ideas, like we know that there's a vote, for example, E.O. Smith, they have the vote that we're gonna ask. Tri-County, we're gonna see if they don't, source out their young people. We
Yukon, what
thought
about
about the Yukon extension as far as, they have a flower, they have a whole department, so see if maybe interns might want to do that. There were, we thought of garden club, we thought of volunteers. We even asked our custodian, I wouldn't mind doing it, just for the fun of it. So there's a lot, we're in a good place as far as, it's not any hard work that needs to get done, like just maintaining at this point, keeping it nice, and a few good ideas. But again, you guys, anybody, can think of anyone else that we can reach out to, please, in your extra time, Nick, maybe you might want to dabble in the dirt,
Did you talk to Regina at all?
Not yet, she would be the garden club person you suggested,
Because
so.
we get free flowers.
Is it from Chris at
Oh.
County?
No, it's not from Chris,
Okay,
it's
so he gives us a
someplace
discount.
else. And they are just simply wholesalers. Okay, and so what they don't sell, which may be reams, they give some to the garden club.
Oh, I wish I would have said something prior, because we do get from Tri-County, but he gives us a discount on,
Yeah,
but that,
But
not for free.
these might be free, we might be able to, get in on that, I don't know.
Yeah, that would be great.
Regina would know, because she and Jen were the ones who handle
She
that, I just go along and bring flowers back. I'm kind of brain dead, just like, okay, I'll go.
You're the horse
These will go
behind all
home
the
with
work.
me.
Okay, free flowers.
If my knee holds out, I can plant this spring. Surgery is off till June.
What?
June 6th, yep, I postponed my surgery.
You did?
Yeah, I need some dental work done,
Okay.
and I can't have it for several months after you have surgery. And so, the dentist and I, conversed and said, it's probably better off to do it right now.
Well, but your knee bothers you so much more than your mouth, no?
My mouth is my big
Okay,
problem.
I digress, we're at a meeting.
Okay,
Onward,
getting
so,
off track.
The gutters, we have quotes, or we have put out for quotes for both the front and back gutters.
yes, waiting to hear from,
Have we ever heard back about the wall?
no, but we did really, we have progressed as far
Mm-hmm.
as, that nightmare of a proposal we have to do, NMP, whatever, NRF, I forget what it's called, the initial.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, but, we just had Ralph tell us he took a picture so we can have pictures to add to our proposal. He didn't want to get into the jargon. He recommended a couple people in town. But when looking at our existing quote for the retaining wall, even though Montford wanted to do it very differently than the other people we have had out to look at it, he wanted to take down the whole wall. Everybody else just wanted to repair.
Yeah.
We do have the right jargon on his quote, which we're pretty sure we're confident we can use when applying. We aren't sure, I don't know, Nick, if you're familiar, we aren't sure exactly, although we've had Troy out and we've talked to other people as far as how to do it. We have templates, we have instructions and actually a copy from the school system, Board of Ed, when they do it, but that's very elaborate, very detailed. We don't think, from what we're told, we have to go that detailed, but because we have not done this before, I even checked with our old directors, they never heard of it. We were wondering, is this something that the town, and maybe because it's a grant that we have to do this, but like the library's never had to do that before. And so this is really new ground. We couldn't find any records of it being
Yeah.
done.
It's,
So it's very daunting and it's quite the process.
it's something that the state uses, but it's not mandatory. It's up to the towns if they want to use that RFP. Well, to me, it's like, I have to do one for our architect if we have to do that. I'm not going into a lot of detail. They said, oh, you have to hire an architect to help you to write it. And I said, no, we shouldn't. The architect should come back and say to you, this is what I'm gonna use for studs on the wall, and this is the kind of sheet rock I'm going to use. They should say it. And then we get together with 2 or 3 of these and we say, wait a minute, we'd rather have the metal studs than the wooden because of fire thing. So we should be able to compare that, and if we have to, find somebody that has building experience. So,
Well,
you know,
we're coming to the
there's a
same
point,
thing.
yeah.
When I'd asked,
Yeah.
Our prior director of 30-some odd years, you know, what did it look like when we built? Did you ever do it? No, she's never heard of it. She never even did it when the building was being built.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it's a town what they do, or, you know, or the library was different, but that same thing, like, we know from although we don't have anything in writing, we had 4 or 5 different companies come out to look at this wall, never got back to us. They told us what was needed to be done. We don't know that's not our forte, we wouldn't know. It makes me think of what you're just saying. It's like, you need somebody to tell you first so that you know what to do. I feel like writing out this proposal, you know, and we have to do it with other things, not just a retaining wall, with the gutters and different things. We don't know what's involved because nobody's told us. Kind of seems like we're going in through the back door, so,
I
but
just
we're
got,
learning.
I just got an email yesterday about how, what's the best way to describe it? That things that are being submitted are, pardon my language, but half-assed. And they're pushing for more information, but you're absolutely right. I don't know how we're supposed to get more information on
Unless
what
we
needs
get
to be done, unless we bring somebody in already.
Yes.
And so apparently this whole
So-
RFP thing and wanting all these details is pretty new with the town.
Well, because it's like catch-22, I feel. It's like, how do you know unless you have somebody here first? The proposal is, I understand, to get quotes from people to do the job, but that can't be where you begin. How does that work?
Well,
You
for
have to
this-
have people look at it, somebody.
For the architect, I'm just going to include our needs and wants And the basic description is we want a room this size, okay? And we need to have a new heating system put in, we need to have the wall fireproofed, et cetera. We want to have vinyl and maybe some carpeting on the floor, you know what I mean?
I have
Just
no home yet.
very basic.
David's got a meeting at
Hello.
6 o'clock in the morning, you want to go to bed early? Yeah, right.
I'm so sorry.
I need a secretary who has a secretary who has a maid. Got any suggestions?
We have done the treasurer's report and we have, we're working on the director's report and talking about, the, construction stuff,
Yeah.
the wall and everything.
We do have Mr. Tullis, who's very knowledgeable, this is his background, I trust him explicitly. He's gonna help us with the wordage, but so he's gonna have the pictures, he's gonna explain the pictures, which so will be of help to us. Have you ever done this before?
No, but Ralph is an amazing person.
Yeah.
Now, he said too, when it comes to the jargon, he recommended James Marshall. Jim Marshall?
Yes.
That
Yeah,
might
so
be-
if we do a draft, he can, if he can help proofread.
Expand upon it, like
Yeah.
he'd have the technical terminology, is what I
I'm
got from
sorry,
Mr. Tullis.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
that
So-
I'm loud.
Marshall,
Do you know
yes,
him?
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, I mean.
No, we
you
know
talked
each
to
other.
him then.
He comes with knowledge, for sure.
That's, again, we were asking Mr. Tullis, like, who in town, like he mentioned, Mike D'Amato, he said he's really busy.
I'm sorry.
Um,
Mike
He said you might not be able to
D'Amato.
get him to do it as quickly because
Because
he's so
he's
spread
busy.
out.
Yeah.
Where he said Jim Marshall would be somebody that would be more readily, easily available. So,
But,
I don't,
Jim Marshall is an architect.
Correct.
And what's his face, I lost it. He's not an architect, he is a city planner.
Mike
Okay.
is.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
He does
so Jim Marshall might have more, and so I thought about contacting him. I'm
You
not
too?
worried about having all the jargon. We don't have to have all the jargon.
No, we just need
We
to
don't
know.
have
Tell
to,
them
they
exactly
just, we
what
just
you
have
want.
to be able to tell them what we need.
Exactly.
And then we can, perhaps ask Jim Marshall to look at all these things.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go and ask to have a buy on this though. Because, we're gonna ask the Board of Selectmen to let us, find an architect without an RFP, mainly because we've one fellow we've worked with who was part of the architect of the whole building to begin with. And so he knows the plans of the building and where things are, and it will be, more cost efficient. But even then, it will cost us $25,000 to $30,000. He's an architect.
because I don't know, I just don't usually have had it.
But we will use them, but still it's gonna cost us that much for that firm. Which I just said, for that size room, I find it a lot. If I were building a house, I wouldn't, but just for this.
The 30,000 you're talking about for interior stuff.
And that's just the architect,
But you're not, so 30,000 to look at that wall?
30,000 to plan the whole room, yes.
No, I'm saying the wall though.
The
No,
wall
no, she's
itself,
talking,
Yeah.
That's another $30,000 to have that done.
Yeah.
So, see, this is what is giving me ulcers.
Yeah.
Is that it's ka-ching, 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 and we're getting down to the fact that we have like $100,000 to put that room in. Now, from 200 and what, it's cutting back, because you can't spend 100% either, you've got to have the slush fund left over, because
Correct.
there's gonna be something, that from your business, there's
Correct.
always
Yeah, no, I
something
understand.
else has to be done.
But as far as the rock wall though, we need to get an architect, is what they're saying and such.
No, not for the
Not for the
wall.
retaining wall.
Not for the retaining
no,
wall.
we just need to submit that
All
RFP.
right.
But
Yeah.
what we have to decide is what we wanna have done to the wall first. Should we take that wall down and spend the money and do it right? If Mumford comes along and says that, this is the way it's gonna last. If you patch it 10 years from now, you're still gonna have more warping and you're gonna be doing it again.
Well, they are gonna take care of, one of the things that, they're gonna take care of how the water got into it to begin with and seal it up. I think that was a big problem. the caulking, or whatever you call the mortar, is what has been the problem. The blocks are actually in good shape. Originally, with the original quote, they were going to be replacing the blocks because they couldn't find ones to match the same. Because there are a few broken ones, if you were to see
Yeah,
at the end. I don't know if you've ever looked at it, Nick. There are.
I've been on that
There's-
side once.
There are
Yeah.
broken ones, so something else would have to be used there. And I get, they were doing it right, complete and perfect, but from what other people have said, we really don't think that's necessary,
Yeah,
okay.
kind of a thing.
If the general consensus is if you don't.
It
need
was,
then-
Our,
yeah.
our concern is if we repair instead of replace, like our original quote is, the wall where the emergency exit is, and especially where the community room is going in and out, that wall really needs to get done. More so, it's deteriorated faster than even the children's.
Well,
And it is an exit too and stuff, so, we originally thought that instead of taking all that money, that larger lump sum to replace everything, maybe we could repair both, or maybe even 3 walls for that same price.
if this wall out here is a real serious issue, this might be the one that has to be taken down, but you can reuse the blocks.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so it's a matter of tinker toys, take it down and re-mortar it. So that might be necessary here, because this seems to be,
it is in rough shape.
yeah, in rough shape, and that seems to be the one that.
And
might
that
be-
entrance gets used
And then,
all the time.
and that one patched. And if you have a couple blocks that aren't exactly the same, they can go down 2 levels, take one here, put it there, and put the.
Yeah,
last
do
one
something
down
at
there.
the edge
Yeah,
to
yeah.
complement it, but not have to match
Yeah, but
necessarily.
I think worrying about total matchy
No,
is not really cost efficient for us.
no, just a
As
structure.
close as possible,
Safe.
Yep,
Look good and last,
Yeah,
is
Yep.
what we've been thinking along those lines.
everything is so complicated,
Well,
Yeah. oh yeah. But next on our report is the CLA conference. Which, yep, I unfortunately can't go to.
But, I am.
Good,
And
where is it?
we invited, in
Mystic.
Mystic, it's in Groton,
Okay,
at the, Mystic Marriott.
okay,
Hotel. And we invited Steve to come along, and, he would like to. And he is going to do everything he can to make it happen. I just finished with the reservations today, because when you do it before the 15th of April, you get extra, like instead of $375, it's $250. Okay, no brainer. And you can always,
And when exactly is this again?
it's the 28th, it's a Monday and a Tuesday, well, actually, it's a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but we're only gonna go Monday and Tuesday, April 28th and 29th, or 29th and 30th.
It's the 29th and 30th. The
29th and
28th is
30th,
the
that's right, yeah.
pre-conference, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
so you're gonna spend the night there and have a good
Sure
time? and
is.
Do the dinner
Well,
and everything,
yes.
that's great, that's the
And
way
we
to
haven't
do it.
done it
Yep.
in probably 3-4 years, since I was there last with one of the directors, and even maybe longer than that.
Well, let's
And,
recap.
I
Pandemic.
figured
Yeah.
out the money for back and forth traveling, and things start at 8 o'clock in the morning and end like at 5, that it would, with, you reimbursing me for my travel, is not much cheaper than staying overnight, so I thought,
You
okay.
do it.
Yeah.
Go for
you
it,
know,
that's,
Anyway.
Will
But it's
do.
very informational, it is wonderful, and I hope Steve can come, because it's, when doing the programming part, it's, they offer so much, it's really a wonderful conference. Matter of fact, people from other states, I just saw one of our old directors today, stopped in, and she's going to the Connecticut, because it's part of the Massachusetts Library, the conference, so, yeah,
that's good,
it'll be nice to get that under our belt
that's
and
good.
learn some new things to apply.
Oh, yeah.
And she'll have an ear for when she.
Oh, yeah.
We share everything, so we'll be good.
When are they having that?
April 29, 30.
And then the last thing has to deal with our insurance company. So our insurance company is Surma, And an appraiser came out with Troy last week to do a walkthrough of the building. Oh, go ahead.
That is not our insurance company name.
Oh,
That's
it's
just the-
not?
No,
That's the
They-
name of
they didn't
his
know.
company
his
who came
company
out?
came out to the assessment.
Okay,
That's.
thank you.
I'm sorry to catch up before him.
I was gonna say, did they let us know who our insurance
I asked,
company
they
is?
did not know.
They sure, no.
I did ask. I said, I've been trying to get hold of our insurance.
Nice
I cornered him. But no, he did not have the answers of all the questions that I came at him with. So he's totally different.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't get anywhere with that. I tried.
Well, I appreciate the fact that you tried.
I
Oh,
tried.
shoot.
I did.
I didn't get any
Give me a
when I
person.
tried either.
I
know
left
it.
a voicemail at the town hall and nothing. Nobody-
See, okay.
We're talking years trying to find that information.
Yeah, nobody called me back.
I send emails, I actually wrote a
Certified
Yeah, you-
letter, yeah, no.
Oh,
mail
yeah.
certified letter.
Nope, I don't know what.
You know, I think, maybe we need to hold a sit-in around Trish's desk. If she writes the check, she damn near better know who she wrote it to.
True
You know, that's it, is this, I
We
don't know,
wanna know what's covered
Metropolitan?
and, I mean, because there have come up, what started the certified letter, I don't know if we ever shared that with Nick before, was there's things that are around the library that we need to do, have to do, and how do we do it, and is it covered, and God forbid if something were to happen, a tree fall down on somebody, like
Mhm.
what, and maybe there are things that are not covered that have happened since, I think their insurance is renewed every 3 or 5 years, somebody I found that out from. Like it's not like every year it gets renewed, there's so many years,
Mhm.
and I don't remember, but it was a few at least.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a
pretty
change, and we
standard.
should have something on
Yeah.
our insurance that we didn't have before, because nobody ever says anything.
Mhm.
So, and that is what this gentleman was out for, he did do an assessment.
The town's response from Tish was basically, well, if you think something should be on insurance, submit it, and we'll let you know if it is.
Oh my God.
That's the response I got.
Well, you know what? It might not be. Who's our first one? What's his name?
Peter.
Peter. It wouldn't be a bad idea to ask Peter. Somebody who.
Well, I tried to reach out to his
Yeah,
office and
yeah, I
nobody
just-
called back.
I
Oh,
found
that's what you
him,
meant.
Yeah, I called Peter's office.
Oh.
Nobody returned.
Yeah, George
That's
has
make an appointment to see him, that's how I got to
I
talk.
can talk to him at the appointment meeting,
Yeah,
or I
well,
can
you
stop in
know,
his office, he
Yeah,
knows who I am.
Yeah, that would be great.
He knows who I am,
let's say,
I got it in.
Oh, yeah.
make an appointment and say to him, we.
Yeah, just so we
problem
know.
We haven't been
Yeah.
able to solve. How do we solve it? I mean,
I mean,
I found
it
him
should be a
very
simple question to
approachable,
answer.
you would think, so.
Yeah.
But let's-
Okay.
Okay, it's already 7:40 something.
Yeah, that's it for us.
Can I follow up on one of the, I was
Oh, sure.
cross-referencing, the dollar amount on increase in salary. So
Yeah.
I did see in co-directors, there was a jump, of about 5,000. So holiday pay went up 300 and 300 and 400 respectively to each. And then 5,000 jump on, just looks like regular salary. From, yeah, I don't know if you saw it in your pocketbooks or not,
No.
but that's
No,
what
not
the
on
numbers are showing here.
Okay, then
Weird, 'cause I
that's
don't
definitely
know
not
about
right on
that.
that end.
And then for prior fiscal hours, they look to be the same. So there was a jump in holiday pay and regular pay of,
I didn't know we had.
From
You know,
January.
me
I
neither,
no.
me
Yeah.
neither,
Well,
okay.
then,
so there's a difference of 5,000 from from January to February.
Yeah,
if
because
there's a jump in holiday pay, where'd that money go?
If it's not going in your pocket.
Hey, I haven't
then
taken
it's
any
going.
vacation.
Yeah.
man.
So for the end of January, it had it listed as,
So we're doing per month, okay, end of
you
January.
know, a total, this is a total, this is a total, because they run from July to. Yeah, because this combined here to what?
Can you put that explanation in an email to us, what you're talking about, so we can see what
You know
that
what?
looks like? instead of me writing
Actually, that's
out-
not, okay, so that's jumping there. I'll have to look a little bit different. This
Okay.
might just be that $10,000 difference. I'd have to break it down in a little bit more
Okay,
detail.
so,
Would you
I,
and then-
Mr.
and just
Treasurer,
Yeah.
Send this to us?
Yeah.
I think,
That doesn't sound,
Nick, Nick Treasurer, we have to, get another, I think getting another voice in there too would be helpful. too,
Yes.
But if there is a holiday pay, what is this? Where did it come from?
Well,
And
all
why are
I
you
do
paying it?
know is when there is a holiday,
that's fine.
like for instance, President's Day, we label it in payroll as holiday, and it is whoever is supposed to work on that day gets paid for that day, regular amount. There's no over, there's
Okay.
no over
it's a
and
regular-
extended.
Okay,
And when we do
Yeah.
the 52 hours a week, when we do the payroll for the budget, that day's automatically included
Exactly,
anyway.
Okay.
so it shouldn't make a
It
difference.
shouldn't
so
be.
this year, okay, so just tracking from December, January, February, right?
Mhm.
December for co-directors, 6720, and then February it went to 10,080. So there was a jump
Where's
there.
salary?
And then, so for assistant one, it went 663, 544, and then $994.50. And
What the heck?
How can that be
Clerk-
for salary though? We don't get
that's
paid
just
anything
what the
else.
He's
numbers
just
are coming
reading
up.
it off the
Yeah,
paper.
this is just
That's weird.
the numbers how they and then like clerk, 2832, 2760, 3796. And I'm looking at the numbers 23,484.
Now, you sure it's not the difference of like maybe 1 month has 28 days, 1 month has 31, like
No.
that?
Yeah,
make
but
a
I'm
difference?
looking at December,
I don't-
January, and February. So,
That is,
I'll have to look at the actual payroll.
yeah, I don't.
But that's
Because
just
the payroll didn't jump on our.
but that's just reading whatever was sent from the town hall to me, and I
Okay.
just spit the numbers out and.
Do you get that on the
Okay.
town hall too?
Yeah, sure do.
Okay, I'm glad you caught that.
Yeah, that's weird because that, I see what you're saying and it's in front of your face. But
Yeah,
I'm saying, how can that be? Because if anything, you would find
it happened back in August.
back with them.
In August, it looks like it happened 6580, and then it jumped to 10,080 in August. There was something that happened.
Is there extra, for benefits? for
And then
you?
it happened
Is there
again, just-
extra
and you know what?
taken out those times?
10,080 is the same number that happened in August.
Okay, yeah, if you
It's
wouldn't
the same
mind
number. So it
Yeah,
happened in
but
August, happened
pulling
again.
that out and letting us know because then we can look into it because that
Yeah.
doesn't sound possible.
'Cause I don't know about you, but my pay hasn't
Something.
changed at all.
Nobody has. If
Yeah.
anything, there'll be money left over because
Is it pay, if it's happening twice a year, 6 months apart?
Oh,
Is it something other than pay, like social security, Medicare?
oh,
Yeah, but
I don't
those are
know.
broken down into other categories,
Yeah.
Medicare and health.
they're separate.
Is
That's
that-
their own line item.
Yeah, the same thing happened for assistant one in August. It went from 491, 1134, back down to 791. And you saw it jump again for assistant one. So it happened for each role, each position in August, and it happened again in February.
Okay, I don't know why August and February, we did have 4 special events, but that was, okay, so for this fiscal year, that would be. Okay, I don't know.
Oh, we didn't have
June,
anybody
July,
extra for
July,
February.
No, I'm thinking we had some people worked more hours because of special events that we had that they worked and we paid them. But that,
Yeah, but ours wouldn't have changed. Ours
No.
never did.
no. we're
All the
sorry.
other months, other than August and February,
I'm trying to
are,
think of this.
we'll say normal,
Yeah.
they're all the same, so.
Now, it's very suspicious that there's 2 of the exact same amount, exactly 6 months apart.
Yeah, we'll
That's
have to
very
look into that.
suspicious.
And then
August and
notice that.
February. Yeah, and I'll look back in payroll.
I ain't visual, I can't do it. Yeah. Break it down for me, please. Wow.
Okay,
No, it's good you caught
job descriptions were on the agenda. I would like to suggest we table them until next meeting. And I will send out some information before the next meeting. So it is now, what,
7:49,
okay, how long is the webinar?
50 minutes.
Okay, so
Do you guys wanna just promise you'll watch it before the next meeting
And
and
it's-
Well, like I said,
I have the
the,
webinar at home.
you all
the,
should have it.
Yeah, and I can resend it, no problem.
the point of doing it here was that we could discuss anything that came up. But
Let's
Jen and
watch it
Kathy
and
are
then
not
bring it
here.
back and see if we,
And
also, I wonder how it coordinates with our book, so just open your book while you're watching it.
Yeah, that's a
And
good
Kathy
idea
was,
too,
I think,
yeah.
the main person who most wanted to.
Who sent that up, the webinar?
I did, it'd be the director email.
Kathy was the one too that I think most
Kathy
wanted to get
really
a
wanted-
grasp
Yeah.
on it
Like I
and
said,
discuss it so she could we'd all understand,
yeah,
be on the
we
same page.
canceled the 28th of February meeting because she said she couldn't be there, so that
And we don't know if Jen has seen it at all yet.
Jen has
because-
not
No.
seen it, and she
So-
said that you would have to send her the link.
Well, she has it, like I said, everybody got sent
But
it.
yeah, I can resend it.
If you send an email,
When
it's
did you?
probably long.
A while ago, like when you
I
guys were
have-
first coming in.
It
I actually
is
saw, I couldn't find the link that you sent to me
emails
recently.
in the
I found
last
one
2
from last
weeks
year.
You did?
Yeah.
Do not-
Well, once this ends, I'll
Every
resend it,
time
that's
you
not a
come,
problem.
Please evaluate.
All right, then Hope will send it, she got it on her desktop.
Mhm.
To everybody once again.
I think so. Whenever you
problem.
want something done, do it once again. If it looks like my emails are.
I see it here, 12/13/23.
You do? Okay, perfect.
It was back in December, I have it.
Yeah, when you guys switched, it was that meeting where we gave you all the paperwork and stuff so you can know what you get yourself
Perfect.
So
into.
what is the decision?
We're good, we're gonna watch it outside and come back next meeting and discuss.
That's up to them.
Or if we have any questions, you want us to like send him an email? and
Yeah,
he
if
might
you have any
put 'em on the
questions about
agenda?
it,
Write them down.
write it down, send them to me, and I will have a paper for the next meeting.
I'm gonna say, I think the goal is that everybody knows what they have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I
And
think
it's
that-
ideal what they get and it's, so sort of
Um,
easy to follow.
If the
So-
state ever asks, we can say that we did it.
When is our next meeting? We do have one scheduled for March 27th. As I said, I
Let's
can't be
see.
here, I can be on Zoom, but I have to work that night.
How's the budget going as far as Board of Finance?
Oh, yeah, did we hear anything?
I have to
I
go,
haven't seen
no, I have to go back and represent, and they wanted me to do it tomorrow night. And, I told them I was gonna be out of town, so I have not heard back
You have to
from Bruce
represent.
about whether or not I can do it next week. Because they're confused. I told this to Hope.
yeah,
They can't, I had to go back into the budget and take the 2 co-directors' positions and put non-applicable for those, and then put in 2 new lines that said director, assistant director, and put non-applicable for the last 2 years, and then put their budget in. They could not seem to figure out the change of the, names.
It doesn't matter. All they have to
Well,
approve is the bottom line,
It does matter,
you
though.
know?
It does matter.
It's just,
Okay,
it's all
I-
jargon.
Especially
Steph-
since we can move money around in our budget, I don't understand why
Steph
we need it that
Summers.
way.
Has been texting me and texting me
Oh,
and
no.
calling me and calling me.
Once you're on her list, you'll be on her list forever, trust me.
And she's not even chair of BOF anymore. So I redid the spreadsheet, that's all I did was change that, and then over in the far end to the right end, I put in how many hours everybody was gonna be working and what their pay was from what we talked about when we,
Mhm.
because I had that piece of paper with all the notes
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
I did that, and then anything that went up, like the directors went up, I said, this is because we're hiring a new director. The programmer went up because we've requested 18 hours instead of 12. I put all of that in, there should not be any more confusion. But that's what I heard, was they were confused. And I heard both from Bruce and from Steph. Luckily, only 2 emails from Bruce, tons of stuff from Steph. So, no, we have not heard anything because they can't seem to figure it out. So like I said, they wanted me to go in and represent tomorrow night, and I'm sorry, but this is spring break.
Your vacation.
yeah.
I'm not gonna be here tomorrow night. The only reason I was at the meeting that I had Monday night was because the weather was too bad to go any place Monday, so we waited till Tuesday
Well, they
morning.
have weekly meetings, every Thursday, so.
Yeah,
they
And,
can.
so I made sure I was back today for this meeting, and then I'm leaving again tomorrow morning. I can't afford to take her whole week, so we're doing
Well,
2-day type thing.
So some feedback, just on that, from people, they've been frustrated in the past that the library board has not had a plan, exact plan of where these numbers are gonna go, right? I understand, like, it might not be their business, it's not just, approve the budget, this, that. But people are frustrated, they wanna know.
But we've given them
And I
every
agree with
single
that,
year.
you know.
Every single year, we've given them line items of what every single line was for.
Yeah. I agree with them on the concept, I don't know the details of what they're saying, I just know what their complaint has been,
Well,
from
they,
the gist of it, and I've heard that numerous
Every
people.
year, they
I've heard that
get,
from numerous people.
they
I
get
think that's unfair.
emails on how exactly that was calculated. You know, how many hours, who it is, how many hours they work, what they pay for. You can't ask for anything more than that.
No, if that's being presented, it's being
That's-
presented.
It's being presented every year, and it was presented this year, because that's the same paper we used to calculate it here at the table.
I would say, I think it's unfounded, I would say who's saying it, that would say a lot to me as far as their confusion or not understanding. As far as, I can't speak before Hope and I were interim and co-directors, but we have been most explicit.
Mhm.
More than ever transparent, and we are detailed, and I don't know how much better you can explain, write it down, than what the equations are that we've worked with. You guys have seen it. Again, if people are thinking the past, they're not thinking recently the past over the last 3 or 4 years, I can promise you
wanna hear
that.
something really stupid?
But, they need to get that out of their mind, this is if, I want them to be satisfied and understand what's going on this year.
Yeah, no, if it's been done, it's been done,
And what's been done prior, okay, maybe, not very, definitely not during our reign.
I was told
but-
that these spreadsheets is what we're supposed to present.
That's what.
I know
it's
it's been
always
community,
done.
because one of the phone calls I got from Steph was all about why did you double the salary of the page? I said, we didn't double the salary of the page, we removed the page. Well, it says right there, change 7380. I said, yeah, negative.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what we've always
The
done.
town gave us
this
for
is what
9
we're
years.
given to work with.
So I don't know,
And if they
but-
want things explained, like you say you did,
And we've
are
given-
very
yeah.
entitled to it, most definitely.
Yeah.
And we'll give it to them, that's,
know,
But I think
how
that's
many
unfair to
times can you
say
give it to
that
them?
they're
Also
under
true.
arms because in the past how things were done. Today's today, and, let's keep focused on that.
Absolutely.
It's got enough of its own issues without
Definitely.
having to
So
worry
like I said,
about.
I redid the spreadsheet, tried
past.
to explain.
And
as
we'll
much as I
comply,
could.
whatever they need.
I will
It's
go to
not
the
anything.
BOS meeting next Thursday.
Part of the issue is there are some people that simply want to tell us how to do everything. You can't do this, it's not the way, I said, it's working, we can do this, No, there's no law that says we can't do this, we can do it our way, so long as we're above board, we're honest, we spend the money the way we say we're gonna spend it. There's nothing sub rosa here at all
No.
whatsoever. So, but, well, nobody else does it, so why can you do it? And they're just simply want to create an argument. There are some people that, and there
I
are
just
just
thought we were
people like that
past
all
that.
over the world. that just
And
create an argument.
we have more freedom than anybody else because we are our own separate nonprofit.
And it's
by
always
30.
been that way.
We do not need to justify everything the way that a town does,
No,
because
we
they,
move money from line to line
Right.
as it suits the board and as we need it. If we don't need this line item this year, we can move it to something that we need. So we don't have to be cookie cutter black and white.
no, we don't,
But
because we are our
I
own
asked-
separate entity.
I asked that question with the library board the other night, and I just said, point of clarification, you actually approved the bottom line, not the line items, those can be shuffled. And the answer was yes, so, that was
We
the
look at
answer
each
from
line
the Board
item.
of Selectmen, on Monday night, so that's still the same. So, I don't think it's inappropriate to say to them, we've given you everything. And we have spelled it out many times to you. And, this is the bottom line. And particularly because we're going back into more of a structure that they would like to see.
They're the ones that have been saying, go back to a director and assistant director instead of co-directors.
so,
They're the ones
you
that
Who's
are
they?
pushing it.
Board of
Board of
Finance?
Finance.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I wanna know what that looks like come June.
Yeah.
That, it's been very hush hush but let's not be discussed
Well,
Right,
it is very hush hush until we know
what the Board of
what the
Finance is
Board of
gonna
Finance
do.
approves.
But still, the name remains the same as far as, I understand the Board of Finance has a say, obviously with the numbers and the amounts, but there is the titles, which I can't wait to find out what
You
that's
know,
all
well, I
about.
think we had said it was director, assistant director, and programmer. I
Those
mean,
were the
that's the
three
way
big
we've been
ones, yeah.
discussing so far, or those are the terms we've used. And so if that's what's on that, budget, then that's where our hands are now. And
I just interject, I mean, just from from peace of mind maybe standpoint, if we're hoping to, I'm sure that lingers over your heads,
Oh, yeah,
right? I mean, the people that
being
pay,
in the dark.
they have a paycheck, right, and they need food to pay. I personally don't know, I hope to have you guys, I'm not gonna go, we're not gonna, I guess, go into this conversation now, but I think I don't think we need to continue dragging this out. I think we need to get onto job descriptions,
And
who we
I
are,
completely agree.
and
but
just
I-
for their peace of mind too, because I know that's stressful.
But if
It's-
BOF turns around
You could change it.
and does not like what we put in for the numbers for assistant director, director, programmer,
And
then
that's-
we simply go back to the standard format that we've got now.
But we could, I'm sorry, go ahead.
But I don't think that we can really start discussing the job. That was another huge thing,
Mhm.
huge phone call from Steph about, well, when are you gonna do job descriptions? When are you gonna decide this? It's like when BOF makes their decision.
I think we
Yeah.
could do it though.
We,
Why can't we
We're
have it
starting
in
it,
place already?
Yeah.
And then if they don't approve it, and we gotta go back to two co-directors, so be it, but we can still have that sidebar conversation
Yeah.
going on
We can,
and planning,
and like I said,
and we don't have to wait for that.
job descriptions were on the agenda for today. Should we, I suggested we table it, should we spend the next meeting focusing on job descriptions? And talk about it?
okay, just to interject here, because, and so that you know to do it right, you as a board are only, gosh, I don't want to use the word allowed.
We're only doing the director of the.
You're
assistant
the
director.
directors,
Yes,
not,
we know.
and I don't even know if that's assistant, by what I just heard, that the assistant director falls under the director. Now, we can all work together and do job descriptions, but it doesn't fall under you guys to solely do it.
No,
on
It
your
doesn't fall under us to be supervisors for anybody except the director. We can write job descriptions, yes, but we hire the director, we are supervisor for the director. The director is then in charge of the assistant director and the programmer and the clerks and everybody else.
And the
Right,
director,
because you can only, yeah, as a board, it's only the director. The
Right,
director,
exactly,
everybody else falls under the.
But that
director.
doesn't mean we can't talk about job descriptions.
No, and we can't, that's just it. I know when it came time to the executive sessions that we weren't included, but I am going to say, from what I've learned, we should have been. And I just don't want us continue making a similar or same mistake going forward when it comes to now working on job descriptions.
I agree with you, I agree.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're not gonna have any more executive sessions.
Mhm.
Okay, but we do need to talk about what we would expect from the main position.
And please include us in that.
Yes, I just said we'll do it at our next meeting.
the director, we draw a job description for him. I'm not sure the director
For
should really write the job descriptions for the other. I think there should be a lot of input. But the director, if that's the way it works, the director is here this month, the next month goes to Pango, and we have to hire a new one. Does that new one write totally new job descriptions for the other?
No,
So
the
you
job
see, that's what I
descriptions,
mean.
No, I think it's something that after it's done, from what I'm understanding, you guys it has to be run by you and you guys would approve it as well. Like
Yeah.
you do have, I wanna say, input, final say, but I'm just saying, not on your own do you do that. We can ask for help
Yes.
and we would
It needs
relish
to be
it.
a
Yeah,
work
Kind
table.
of, so no, the
And-
director,
I wonder if there are materials from other boards and what they use and what they use for their evaluation sheet too, you know? And that's one of the things that the director and the assistant or co-director would have to draw up for the clerks and things.
And we
you
were
know?
actually gonna
What
ask other
do you use
libraries.
for an
I
evaluation
think the
looks
sheet?
state has samples too on their library.
That's
And so-
where I was gonna send that
Yeah.
from, and I was
So
just gonna
we can
get it
see-
from the state.
yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of
Because
reinventing
the
the wheel, so
CLA
to
has-
speak, there are
Exactly.
Yeah.
resources,
Yeah.
from many different.
But I mean, that's a place to start, is whatever the CLA has for samples, that's
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
place to
Yeah,
start.
definitely.
You
That
don't
would
have
be
to
a
reinvent
good
the wheel.
The only thing I have with some of those is that they're so detailed, they're like 25 issues.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Choose.
and, you know,
We'll shorten them
from
up.
getting stuck with these in school systems, it's like, well, is it really, this is really that, a little bit broader category? Or we can
Definitely.
even draw up a rubric, you know, 'cause I can write rubrics in a hurry, they're pretty easy.
No, that's what all the libraries do, you pick
Yeah.
and choose and what applies, because every library is different.
Yeah,
That-
and what are the things that are most important to us on there, you know, and maybe it's down to 8 items instead of 25, because those are what are most important and more encompassing. So, yeah, let's not reinvent the wheel, let's find, so everybody, we
Definitely.
scrounge around a little bit. By next meeting, we might be able to have 5 or 6 things to kind of look at and compare.
Yeah.
So again, the question is, when is our next meeting? Are we going to have it on
Oh,
the 28th of March, or are we gonna have it on the 10th of April?
28th of March. It's
27th, you're right, 27th, sorry.
Okay, because
I keep
Nick
thinking
says,
that the
get
same dates for
going,
March as
not
February.
wait on the
Keep
board.
forgetting it was a leap
I don't think we
year.
need to wait on them.
yeah, I think
I think we could
get
take
this
action.
done. We
Have
might
a-
wanna take a vacation away.
Yeah, I think we
later
should be
on.
ahead. And if they don't approve it, then we have a system already in
Sure.
place.
That's fine,
And then
so,
if they do, then we've already started to work.
Yeah.
So,
so I'm perfectly fine with meeting on March 28th, if you guys understand, I can't be
27th.
here. 27th. I just told
Who's
you, what
doing
the
those
problem,
minutes?
no, the problem I have is, March dates are always the same as February dates, except it was a leap year. So my brain is completely screwed up because the leap
You're on
year threw me off.
vacation, good for you.
And I am on vacation.
Exactly.
I do have to work that night, but I will
So
be
get
in my
you on Zoom.
office, so I can be on Zoom.
Okay.
I just can't be there. Okay. And like I said, it was either that or the 10th, and I thought the 10th was probably more important because I
You've
just
got it down pat.
scheduled
No, you guys too.
where the
Do I tell you now that I will not be part of the meeting for that meeting?
I don't know, you can tell me, but I'll forget by the 15th.
You know,
God,
Would we have a meeting on that day? Because that's a Thursday day of the month.
no.
No, it would be the 8th.
Okay, all right, cool, all right.
in preparing for this meeting, do you want us to get together, you know, and I don't even know, just look at those job descriptions and highlight the ones that are common to everybody, to all of them, so it'll be easier for you to run a discussion from your.
Yeah, that actually might
You
help.
know, the things that
We're
are
just
most
recording.
common, and then we can, decide if they're appropriate to us or whether we wanna look any further.
Deb and Hope would know what would be the most appropriate for us.
Yeah.
In particular.
I mean, we've got, I'm thinking, since we've been here, there's been old ones that are written in-house. We can go to different libraries. We can go on the state
And we've
library.
worked on our own even, we have
Yeah.
worked on.
Yeah.
And
So-
we've got input even from our staff.
We
as
have
far
the
as, you
staff.
know,
We just
like,
gotta find it and put it all.
as
together.
it was, recorded
It's
with data.
treated as a research paper, look for commonalities.
It just, it takes.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Okay, I think we're on the track.
We got this. We're on the trail.
Yeah.
You got
I am writing one right now.
Are we on board concerns? Was this what we're at?
You were at board concerns, yes.
Can I just ask, we had gotten through an email from you, Karen Ann, about the co-sponsoring the ebooks bill? Did you look into anything else with that as far as how we can advocate?
Basically, we just have to, okay, for anybody that doesn't know, there is a, bill in the state senate right now to, stop the libraries from basically being screwed over on the prices that they have to pay for ebooks.
Mhm.
Because they don't get any discounts, they don't
Everybody
get,
gets different.
any sort of break And they're limited to how long, it's like a year license or 24 checkouts
Yeah.
or something. And so the state senate is looking at renegotiating all that ebook stuff with publishers and saying, you can't do this to the libraries. You're not doing it to anybody else, why are you doing it to the libraries? So basically, this came from Pete Tanaka, it was just a really quick thing telling me that, and I forwarded it to Hope and Deb. And basically, it's a, talk to your state senator and tell them that you're part of the library here in Wellington, and because we're a small town and we're not rich, this would definitely benefit us.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Could you
So
forward
that's
that
in
to-
our lap now to reach out to them, dang it.
What if?
None of you guys wanna do that?
This is a senate,
One more
what
thing.
if this is a state senate or a state house bill?
Here's some information, but this is my copy, so if the session had been, this is the
Okay.
second time that they
it-
tried
so-
Yeah, this is the second
to
try.
do this.
so what is the number start with, an S or an H?
It is, HB 5312.
Okay, so it is the house.
Oh, yeah.
It's the house
Okay,
number.
and the number
Oh,
is,
here you go. Here you go. So,
5312.
you know, I would
okay,
love to see us
actually, both of them.
take advantage.
And SB.
Yeah, that would benefit
Senate bill.
us
Yeah, so
immensely.
there is a Senate bill, I just kept thinking I saw a Senate bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the bill is in both
Yeah, so
houses.
Well, there's the old, yeah, there,
Is
the,
that 8 or 6, Joe?
Okay,
there
You'll
was a
forward it,
different one in
I'll forward it,
2000.
yeah, so
Yeah,
I
this was like
think,
the original one back in.
maybe,
2000.
letters from us to, from the board to, as a board, to Tammy and to, I always.
Joyce
forget
says she knows Tammy.
Yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
with everybody, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
guys, yeah, and also, who's that really nice man, Gordon, Jeff?
Jeff's awesome,
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
great guy.
they are, talk about advocates for us.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are.
Good thought.
They love small
I'm
businesses.
sorry to say, I didn't even think of them for reaching out about this, I just kind of thought, oh gosh.
Yeah, because they're.
Jeff will call you like the next day, he's really good.
Do you guys want to?
And both of them are
Tackle
very
that
good
for
to
us?
Wellington, so.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can all,
We can all put something in
Work up
there.
work up a letter, something together, just kind of put it out to all these different people, same thing?
yeah, we can do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not good with words, you're gonna do that.
We
Just
can,
eloquent.
you know, if you wanted to put them together and maybe
I won't put that
Kathy
name
would
next to
go
me.
through it and make sure that. you know,
Well, I don't wanna brag,
It would
but.
be just, it's like with the NFP, whatever that thing is called.
It's an RFP, a request for proposal.
Oh my gosh, it's like vanilla chocolate, yes.
All these
no,
numbers
oh
and
my
letters
gosh.
on there, right?
Well, it's because I have to do
CLP, AR, whatever it is.
RFP because every time I wanna buy something, I have to do that at UConn.
Oh.
Ah,
I know. but
Apparently,
that's-
they're not giving me my money this year because they spent it already.
So somebody,
Yes.
okay, so we're gonna work on it, because I don't wanna lose out on this, this is something like Hope said,
So
very
we-
important for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, it's work.
Instead, they bought a big instrument for-
All the way.
Yeah.
It was an instrument for that, it was just yours.
Yeah, it was an instrument for that.
Okay.
So I have a board concern comment, not that it's a concern, just experience today, so so I won half of my battle for a FOIA request, but what I learned through that is if somebody comes to us and say, and not that it would probably happen, but just a lesson, somebody came to us to have a FOIA that was maybe even submitted to a chair, right? To have another board do it, no agency has that, they're not gonna have that obligation to have to hand it to another board, you know? If, for example, if you hand it to a board of selectmen and it needs to go to board of education, they don't have the obligation, agency to submit that
Okay.
FOIA request. So just so we know, not that I expect that to happen to the library board, but it was a takeaway that I learned from that, so.
So if somebody wants to FOIA us, they have to send it to us.
It has to come to us, so if it goes to the board of selectmen, they don't have an obligation
Okay.
to, and this is based off of a book, I think it was Book versus Bridgeport case that happened, and there's no obligation to the board of selectmen to give it to us.
Oh, okay.
Now, should they? They should, but there is no obligation.
So we tell them, just keep it to yourself.
Yeah, I mean, good, but I don't,
I-
I don't think that's the right thing to do. I mean, if we know about it, we should probably fulfill it, but technically, they don't have an obligation.
I just have one last thing to say if nobody else has anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was here Saturday. That was amazing.
I know. We had Mario Day. The kids were
Oh,
dressed
Mario.
up
Oh,
in
yeah?
their hats, their
Oh, that's awesome.
outfits. We had 41 kids
I
come.
could not find a parking space.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. We had a craft and then we had them playing the video game and we had new parents and old parents and big kids helping little kids. It was so good.
People not even from
Yep.
Wilmington, first time at the library.
First time
Fantastic.
library cards, a lot of renewals lately. It's like the spring cleaning, everybody's coming in to renew. It's been so good lately.
And we had our Pokemon Club.
Oh, yeah.
Birthday. The
Yep.
club's been together consistently, now for 2 years, and we had 29, kids, so it was.
Wow.
I
It
missed that.
was-
I just know last
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I came
It's
in, I
just
couldn't
an
find a
energy
parking
that
space.
it's just,
That's
it's
good.
very exciting, it's contagious when.
Oh
when you,
yeah.
See people
Yes.
coming and enjoying,
Yeah.
kids and adults alike. Although I was told that next time I should make purple cupcakes.
Oh, they wanted purple?
Even the boys. Purple.
Love
cupcakes.
it.
I thought that was Barney.
Yeah, for both parties.
Well, I think we just, like, vanilla on vanilla just wasn't cutting it for the.
Oh no, that was for the
Oh,
Pokemon,
The
yeah.
cupcakes.
Oh, okay.
We had
gotta make
Mario
up-
fruit
yeah,
snacks.
that's
The
so.
only thing I know about Pokemon is Pikachu and he's yellow.
Yep.
Yep.
And if you got that much, you don't need to
I'm
start.
too old
That-
for any of this.
Your kids must.
My kids went through a phase.
No,
No, I collected the cards as a
Oh, how
collectible, but that was
many
it. They stayed in the packages.
No, you were just telling me about how many young adults had been in.
Oh yeah, so much more young adults. They're taking out the materials. The girls did great with the shelves. They did displays and more stuff than ever is moving with the young people. And we have people every day
Lot of
being tutored, sitting at the, oh my gosh, it's so nice.
Oh,
yeah.
Should we do-
Yeah, you could tell.
So
They
much
just
are they
set up an
coming?
area upstairs for now.
Yeah,
We had, one day there were a few kids, and the study rooms are being used more in college kids and whatever. But the fire alarm went off one day, and we believe, because the firemen thought, oh, must be the air freshener getting sprayed, but there was no smell of air or smoke, air freshener in the bathroom. We think one of the kids was.
Oh.
yeah, he came right out, but it was
I
interesting.
was like,
But at least better, we did way better with the procedure of like getting everybody out the door, because it happened once during one of our celebrations when we were making
always when
popcorn.
some- yeah.
And just the staff showed like, hey, we should have a better procedure. So at least this time is really good. We're like everybody out and everything just flowed better. So in that respect,
And
I'm
we-
kind of glad
yeah,
it happened.
But we
Yeah.
are still waiting for the fire department to get back to it, because they have to sign us for upstairs and downstairs. We don't have an update, our plan for that fire.
Oh yes, yeah.
Escaping, exiting, whatever you want to call them, the alarm goes on, it goes back to when we were in school. So, and we did get hold of the fire department, unfortunately, a couple times and haven't heard back, but, that's gonna be changed. But the beauty is when the alarm goes on, it does tell you what to do and where to go and how, so it's in your ear constantly when it goes off. But we should have something to write.
Is there any feedback on, I know there was somebody, the Girl Scouts or somebody doing a
Yes,
study?
I just heard from her, I guess this morning she emailed, I don't know when she emailed, I saw it when I got back.
Connie's email?
Connie's email, did you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She just wants dimensions of the room.
I have, she's learned a lot. I have yet to get anything from Kayla. Not a word from Kayla.
No, it's all from her.
We
mom.
were
And
talking
I
about
said
that too,
some-
Deb and I.
Yeah, I said something in an email that, to her mother, that I was waiting to hear Kayla. Kayla's so bright that I know that she can do the computer part or the
Oh, yeah.
computer part. It's not like she needs help with that. She's just very bright.
What is that she needs to give?
Well, to be able to, her mother is doing all the email,
Yeah.
the presentations and stuff.
Okay,
And her mother is reading through everything, which I think may be part of her job as a leader, Girl
Okay.
Scout leader. So that may be why the mother's reading through everything.
okay.
But,
Reading through everything is one thing, not allowing Kaylin to contact us directly
Yeah.
is another
Well,
thing.
I didn't know that she was not allowing her. She
Well,
was
okay,
just,
okay.
but
Maybe that was the wrong term.
Yeah, I
allowing her,
just
but
wanted to,
Her not
when
doing it.
when there have been presentations, it seems like it's more mom than Kaylin.
Right.
And I didn't know it was because Kaylin was particularly quiet, and didn't like speaking to people or something. But I picked up on that the first night. And so,
So how many people do we have doing studies? Is it two girls?
I think it's just Kaylin.
Just
Yeah,
Kaylin.
it's just, Girl Scout, no, the Girl Scout who's doing her gold.
So one, okay,
Yeah.
okay. And it could be for a badge or something
Oh,
like
it's-
that.
it's-
It's like the
It's
Girl
like
Scout
Eagle-
equivalent
it's like
to the
Eagle
But we
Scout.
haven't had any communications recently from her,
Well, no.
or we have,
We
Not
just
directly
got-
from Kaylin, no.
Okay.
Like I said, her mother.
working on a presentation.
Her mother emailed me and just said, can you give me the dimensions of the room?
I do see she comes in on Mondays and volunteers and I do ask her, how things are going and whatever, so.
Who, Kaylin or?
Kaylin.
Kaylin, okay.
So I am, hearing
So
things from
maybe
her.
I should make a point of coming here on Monday and just to be able to chat with her. And I want to I don't want to sign off on anything unless I really know that.
Well,
it's
she's here
okay.
every Monday,
Yeah.
if something happens
Yeah.
last minute with schoolwork, from 3 to 5.
Okay.
And then
I'll
she
try to
can stay
remember
till
that.
4:45 this Monday, but.
I know, I've got so much.
I know.
And I know, and I apologize for sloughing the library off a little bit.
Don't apologize.
Is there-
But one more really bad week.
Is there a way, so we got patron count,
Yeah.
is there a way to have that broken down? As far as adults, young adults?
We currently don't. I mean, they can start, because right now when they're just tallying and they've got
The system just
counters.
reads this card, or how does that count? How do you do the count?
Walk in the door,
Yeah,
when
it's
somebody
a,
walks in the door,
It
they're-
bells?
well, there's always supposed to be somebody at the circulation desk,
Yeah.
when we only have one. But I still think they keep track because they know when something new,
So they're tallying.
they are.
So is it possible to ask them to kind of keep track of, elderly, young adults, adults?
We just need to give them a little box with different colors and we just press.
Yeah.
buttons.
oh,
But it would
Drea
help for
would love to
internal-
make that.
Yeah, no, I know,
Yeah.
right? But it would help internal numbers, right?
Well, it would be great as far as, YA, as far as, planning.
No.
Well, anything else down the road too, I mean, if there's anything, we can know.
Count the number of people at programs.
Oh, we definitely do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I saw, where was I reading it? One of the libraries I was looking at, they had all the programs and how many people came to it, et cetera. So many responses or something like that. There were a lot of 0 responses, 1 response, et cetera. And then they have one with 25 people or something. So I said, if we have some that don't have a lot of people, don't feel bad.
Yeah.
This was like one of the major libraries. I forget which one, was this Middletown?
Oh,
big
wow.
Big one.
I think it might have been
Does make us
Middletown
feel
or
bad.
Manchester. It was one of the bigger ones. I was looking up programs for the baby, that
Yeah.
Rachel could take the baby to. And so I said, oh, wow, So I think we're doing well, very well.
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's
I think
We're
doing
picking up.
wonderfully
It's
well.
so great.
The people who have issues with the library. don't
Oh, you
come to the
should've- you
library,
should've
they would
brought-
say so.
You should have brought that nice wording we did for the Wellington Wire to read
Oh.
to them. The way she described it, because
I'm such an advocate for this.
we
place.
put
I
in
love
there,
it.
use the bunches or outside, but the way she described it, it was like you were taking a nice stroll, like it was
I
advertised
was in the
perfectly.
moment going through everything we have.
It sounded
and
so good.
It was, I could remember, it was, well, you'll have to read it with the Wellington. Wire
Read the
when it comes
You
Wire.
out.
wrote it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
she-
I'm asking.
She did. It was
I
awesome.
did. I can struggle
Did
with
you
where to find the
see
right ones, and then you
the
have to
tour
nitpick shit
of
because
the
of
benches
of
and stuff one
punctuation.
day?
We did because for the summer reading program, it's all about
Oh, don't ask me to think, because I can't,
I
know
know.
it.
It's all about outside and like camping
Oh,
and
recycling.
trails. Yeah.
It's like renew, recycle, it's all, it's about outdoors and repurposing, reusing.
It was about getting together for a
renewing.
program for the summer
It's,
reading
yeah, oh
to
gosh, what's it called?
combine
Well, I just-
everybody.
I saw a bunch of people up at the benches.
Oh yeah, he was. He was giving them the grand tour.
Yeah.
We had the one here today, clean out our bluebird houses, and they're all falling apart. We need all, there's 6 on the property. 2 might get another year, but we have to replace
And
them.
can I repair any of them?
Yeah. No, they're beyond, they're totally, I've got the bottom, one bottomed out, oh my gosh, there's a little mommy mouse hanging with 5 little babies up in the top, hanging out for dear life nursing.
You should have
Um,
called Nick.
He would've
taken care of
She,
Awesome.
Maggie, knows many rescue places, she said she's sure she could find
I
someplace that
was
has a nursing
feeding
home.
him up mouse.
But the mommy ran
Oh, I
away.
did it with baby possums and mice
So,
and
but-
birds.
But anyways, we
Everything.
need,
I'd rather somebody home with
She'll come back, she'll come back.
My
Maybe.
my brother who ended up in the vet.
and what happened was she cleaned it up, she saw it was on the tongue. Now they're cold bare, so there was no protection. The bottom literally fell out. She could try to put it back, everything, but it was all, I got the bottom upstairs. It's like, it literally, if there's not enough around the edges, to put it back up into it. She disturbed it, you know, but, so we do need, and they're great bluebird houses because they're different than other ones she's seen. These were made where something cannot get into it to harm the birds. I forget the word she used. It was-
Who did this?
Oh, Maggie, what's her last name? She lives in Lincoln. She has cleaned out her bird houses forever, since the beginning that we opened up. She comes faithfully this time every year before the birds, now we'll use them in a few more weeks, and cleans them out so that they
Yeah.
can nest in them.
I'm in the process of doing that too.
But, you know,
Gotta
we
clean
do
the
need
wooden
bird
house,
houses.
so, you know.
And sorry, that in my eyes is like, how do you say, important.
If we were going to get new birdhouses, could we make it a project and have kids painting them and stuff?
I don't know, I've seen bluebird houses that are painted.
Yeah,
I don't think that deters birds from coming, no?
Mm-mm.
no.
Nope.
Okay, well, hey, there you go, but we do have to. So we're gonna take it down, we're gonna see how it's built, and,
They're
Maybe
really simple to build, you can find it. You
but
can
these
find
are
it.
special, she said, the way it is constructed. So
Labor
we'll-
houses, if you do the,
She said she's never seen
traditional,
such nice ones.
they're difficult because of the angles.
Mhm.
You know, you have to set
You
your
just
saw at different angles and
Yeah.
stuff, and I don't like doing that. You know, really, it is, it's a pain in the neck. You have to saw it this way, but it also has to be like this, so you have to do double adjustments.
And the
on your
posts, you
saw.
know, even the way they're in the ground with how they're put in with the metal posts and stuff, they're not going anywheres. It's just, it's been 17 years.
I hate to,
Yeah, Karen.
Okay, what time is it?
8:27.
Yep.
Okay, we'll adjourn the meeting at 8:27.
yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I have to practice tonight, and I